Yo, Oscar in Chicago, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut transition lenses with the anti-glare coating for your Rayban 2132 new Wayfarer. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to take the frame with the lenses out. I'm just going to happen to use the color 945, which is the honey crystal black, but your lenses will fit into whatever color frame you have. So let me hit the start button. And the stylus is going to pop up and trace the shape of the right lens, and then it's going to move over and trace the shape of the left here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Ray-Ban frame and you will receive free, clear, single vision prescription or non-prescription fashion lenses. Of course, you already own the frame, so you got to pay for lenses. Of course, you're getting the transition and anti-glare, which are upgrades to begin with, but I've pulled up the shape of your lens on the computer now. If this were prescription, I'd put in your pupillary distance, but I'm just having it match the frames. These are polycarbonate lenses that I'm going to cut on the soft cycle because of the anti-glare coating, and these are being cut for a Xyle frame, which is just an old school name for plastic. So I'm going to take your lenses out of the protective sleeves that they come in. Squeaky clean. Take this one out. And this is a block. This is what's going to attach to your lens while it is cutting. So I'm going to peel the sticker off so the sticky side is showing. Put that on one lens. Let's do the same thing with the other. Come on tape. Come on off. Now the anti-glare coating makes it a little bit more slippery while cutting, so I'm going to put one more sticker on the back surface, just to prevent the lens from moving around while it is cutting. But I'm going to take the first lens, put it into the chuck, or as I like to say, the Charles, because I don't know the machine well enough to call it chuck. But the first thing that's going to happen is the calipers are going to come down and they're going to trace the shape of the right side of the frame to make sure the lens is large enough to fit. It's starting with the rear surface, the concave surface, which is closest to your eyelashes. Then it's going to move forward and trace the convex surface of the lens, which is the front surface. All the while measuring the thickness to know exactly where to place the bevel so the lens best fits inside the frame. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. That's going to act like the heavy grit sandpaper. It's going to grind away your polycarbonate material until the final shape is left. And this wheel in the center with that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to cut the bevel onto the lens so it fits inside the frame, or stays inside the frame. I will have to close the door in a moment, but for now I just want you to see as it touches down onto the cutting wheel. Now your lenses are polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is also virtually unbreakable. Oscar, your lenses are bulletproof up to 22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into them. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So this whole process will take about 15 minutes, and you get to watch your lenses being made. So it's just now starting to take shape. If you notice, there is water running in the background, but it's just there to collect dust and debris like this white stuff you see on the edge of the machine, that if I knew I had company coming over, I would have cleaned up. So it's not too late. Let me wash all that off. There we go, all cleaned up, all cleaned up. So if you notice, your lens is completely flat, just like a nickel. It would stand up on the counter, and now it's getting the bevel put on there. And this white powdery substance you see me pulling off is called Schwarf. Essentially, it is optical debris. Now, in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle, there's 2 water jets, one in the front here and one in the back, that will spray, look at that, will spray water onto the lens to try and wash away any optical debris like the stuff that I'm pulling off now. Now these lenses are size 55, so they will fit into any color 55 size frame. I am wearing the size 52 in the color 6012, which is the tortoise beige to match my brown pants and my tan and linen. Every day I pop my unbreakable lenses into a different color, depending on what I'm wearing. So let me take this out. I do want to dry your lens off. Give me a little workspace here. Now you still have some rough edges left over from the cutting cycle, so I want to use my hand stone to remove those. Now my hand stone is completely flat. I can put my finger on it while it's running and my finger gets warm due to the friction. So it's that friction that literally allows me to melt away any of those rough edges. And again, this white powdery substance you see me scraping off your lens, the optical sawdust, is called Schwarf. Once it's all off your lens and onto the counter, I carefully collect it into one pile and then I wipe it on the floor. Now let's get your lens mounted, shall we? So this is how you're going to mount your new lenses. Hold the frame upright with the temples pointed downward. I'm right-handed, so I'm holding the frame with my left hand. The other thing you notice, I have the side I'm working on closest to me. I'm not trying to reach across the frame. So I have it perpendicular to my body, pointing away from me. I tuck the first lens in at this outside corner, then using my thumbs. Whoa, look out now. Yep, I think it's still a little too big, so let me take it down a little bit more so it fits. The golden rule, you can always cut more off of a lens. You can never add it back on. So I always have the machine start a little bit large and then I work my way down. So again, this time it's just going to skip the cutting wheel and go straight to the bevel wheel. And for all my American friends who have no idea what a millimeter is, it is the distance between my thumbnails. So I'm going to take 1/10 of that distance off, going around the circumference of the lens. Until it's easy enough to pop into your frame. Now your anti-glare coating, it's nice. It eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but also from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead lights, fluorescent lights. That's the first feature. It's actually 3 features in one. The second feature is it's a reflection-free lens. You can see how the fluorescent lights above reflect on this lens on the right without that coating, and it doesn't do it for the lens on the left, so it just makes for better eye contact. When someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. Or if someone takes a picture with the flash, you don't see the flash lit up in the lens. Now the third feature that I like, the practical side, is that it also comes with the best scratch protection in the business. It is $1 million machine that applies that anti-glare coating, and it takes 24 hours to do so. So they put the best scratch coating possible onto the lens to prevent any mishaps from handling. Real fast back to the safety bevel, real fast to scrape that off with my thumbnail, and then wipe it on the floor. Now let's get your right lens mounted. So I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, just like you should do, and then using your thumbs, press down at the nose. Come on now, get in there, there we go. And to take the old ones out, you turn the frame over. You're always going to push down with your thumbs, whether you're taking the lens out or putting it in there. So with your thumb at the nose and the other thumb on top, just push down, out come your lenses. To put your lenses in, you tuck them in at the outside corner, then using your thumbs, press down at the nose. Some people like to push them in. Let me take that out first. Some people like to push it in at the nose first and then push down at the outside corners. Whatever works for you, you'll develop your own technique. Let's go ahead and start cutting the left lens. And as soon as that one, let's see, flip that over to the L and hit start. And as soon as your left lens starts cutting, I'll continue to work on the right, which is nothing to it. All I'm going to do is take this block off, so I can go ahead and do that now. Pull that sticker off that's no longer needed. Oop, throw that in the trash behind me, put the block back, pull the sticker away, and we are good to go. Now we just need to cut the left lens. So it's actually tracing the shape of the left side of your frame this time. Always starting with the rear surface, the concave surface, and then moving forward to do the convex side of the lens. In fact, anyone out there listening to me, if you have any frame that's not a Rayban or a different Rayban, it really doesn't matter. Just tell me what frame you need the lenses for and I will make it happen. Worst case scenario, you have to mail me your frames, then I cut the lenses just for your frame. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you your lenses turning dark right in front of your eyes. So in just a moment your lens will finish and I'll move over to the bevel wheel, and just like that. So now no more flat edges. The knife-like edge is being installed onto your lens. So the water jets have kicked in, indicating we're on the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. So I'm going to go ahead and get your lens ready. Where's my Sharpie? There it is. Now these are protective sleeves that the multi-billion-dollar labs send me when I buy invisible bifocals or any bifocal with transitions, anti-glare that works. This is what they send them in so the lenses aren't scratched. These are going into a Rayban 2132 size 55, and these have transitions gray with an anti-reflective coating. So that is that. We go ahead and take this lens out, dry it off. Back to the handstone. Back to scraping that off. You know what's coming once it's all off your lens. I collect it onto the counter and then wipe it on the floor. Kids, stay in school. I went to school for years to learn how to make a mess like that. So kids, if you want to grow up and make a mess, you gotta stay in school. So I've turned the frame around so I have the empty side closest to me. I tuck the lens in at the outside and I push down at the nose, it snaps right in. Let me take this block off. Pull that sticker off since it's not needed. Pull this sticker off. And one other thing I'd like to do now is use my optical grade acetone to remove any residue that the sticker may have put onto the lens. I want to hold your lenses up to the light to inspect and make sure there are no blemishes. By the way, I will always include one of my premium microfiber cleaning cloths when you buy lenses from me. So that right after you've popped them in, you'll be able to clean your fingerprints off, just like I'm doing. Hold up to the light. Now everything looks perfect there. So these are your lenses while they're still clear. These are non-prescription fashion lenses. And let's go ahead and turn them dark right in front of your eyes. Now I'm just exposing them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light in my little transitions box. Now, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for all transition lenses to turn dark. It takes a little bit longer for them to turn back clear. It takes about 45 seconds to a minute 15. Oscar, this is important. Listen, pay attention. All transition lenses will turn dark on day 1. Give them 2 weeks. They're going to continue to get darker and darker every day for the first 2 weeks until they get to their final setting. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. The only time they will not work is if you're in a traditional car behind the windshield. That's because your windshield absorbs all the sun's ultraviolet rays that would cause them to turn dark. The reason why is so your dashboard doesn't crack from sitting in the sun. That's why they won't turn dark in a car. Now, as soon as you step out of the car, they will turn dark. They're also temperature sensitive. meaning when it's 90 and above, they just don't get as dark as they do when it's 80 and or 90 and below. I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees, you're miserable, they're miserable, they don't want to work hard, you don't want to work hard. But once it cools off, everyone gets a lot of work done. So that's it. This is the first time they've been activated. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Oscar in Chicago, I hope you enjoyed watching me cut transition lenses with anti-glare coating, unbreakable transition lenses with an anti-glare coating for your Rayban 2132 new Wayfarer, size 55, and everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.